Good afternoon, everybody. Jim Fleeler, Vice President of Sales for Charlotte Products in Canada. Welcome to our webinar today, Friday, July 31st. Happy civic holiday to those in Canada. They get an extra long weekend this weekend, actually, and enjoy that. And as usual, we hope you and your family and employees are all staying safe and practicing social distancing. The world is changing every single day, every single minute practically now. And what everybody's saying here is it's actually time for the mask. Follow your HR guidelines and things there, but really it's probably going to become part of our regular dress attire as we move forward. As a matter of fact, effective August 1st, which is Monday, companies such as McDonald's and Target and CVS and Walmart and Cinemark and places like that, Cineplex, all the major airlines, it is actually mandatory now to wear a mask inside or there's no service, right? It doesn't matter what it is there. So, and that's probably, in fact, it is the right thing to do. Most other businesses across the world will probably join that movement. You're seeing local garden centers and restaurants and things like that adapt to it. And it is a good thing there. And if you follow what Dr. Fauci says, who's one of the leading infection control experts in the United States, he's backing it up 100%. So take some of that education and adapt it to your lifestyle, and we'll all be a cleaner, safer place. The next few weeks, schools are about to return, colleges, universities, some of them returning, whether it's a virtual format or in Ontario and British Columbia and places, they're going to 5 days a week, some 5 hours a day. Education is coming back in, whether it's virtual or in class with social distancing, that's there. Sports teams are attempting to return. The MLB came back, some teams struggling there. The NHL is about to start and actually has started, so it's going to be interesting the next few weeks. Really, what is the outcome going to be on all of this gathering back again? NASCAR is putting fans in the stand. F1 is doing a similar but limited and things. So, and look, we have to try some things, but the mask is probably our best line of defense there for everyday living. There's talk of experimental vaccines. This is good news. I know they talked about millions of vaccines actually being available on an experimental basis. So the medical experts are working that way as fast as they can. And in all honesty, if we have a vaccine, most of our struggles go away until probably the next virus comes, and we have to, but that's just life, the way that it's dealt there. There is a lot of loss of life, an acceleration in that, which is really terrible news. And it all really comes down to cleaning protocol, disinfecting protocol, social distancing, and masks. This is not new news, without doubt. And what I've always said is, if you're looking in the mirror and you want to know who's responsible for reducing and lowering the risk, or at least your part, it's the person looking back at you. So don't take that statement for granted. Another week of, from the order stand front, another week of major orders coming in. Predated orders coming in. There's been an acceleration in demands of all types of disinfectants, all kinds of sprayers, all kinds of number one grade alcohol based hand sanitizers. Governments are mandating supply in public facilities. Yesterday, I can speak for the Ontario Premier, who actually visited us yesterday, our production facility, and was quite impressed with what we had to show and our technology. He made an announcement earlier in the morning on Thursday, July 30th, that there's 1,200 new healthcare sector jobs that he's from the cleaning side that he's funding, 25 million in cleaning supplies, extra over and above. So at least if I can speak from the Ontario government, they seem to be doing their part, and many other provinces and many other states are actually doing that across the world. It's really the right thing to do, though. So, but coming back to that, why do I say that? It's simply because the abundance of orders coming in are actually expanding. They're increasing every single day. There will be, as we've stated all along in these webinars, we've basically said, look, we said the fall originally. where we thought there'd be a shortage. And then about a month ago, I think we announced that it said, look, about July or August, expect that. Well, believe me, this week, the news that we're getting from raw material suppliers across the world is not the best, right? Allocations are starting to get into place, and there will be shortages without doubt, right? So, but heed the warning, don't start hoarding, because if we start hoarding, that is a problem that puts everybody at jeopardy. We will do our best to make sure that everybody gets something to get the job done and lower the risk of an outbreak there. So you're better to get an order in, predate it, do whatever for whatever it is, whether it's masks, disinfectants, sprayers, whatever. And by the way, our fancy sprayer here that we have 9,000 more of these arriving in probably about 10 days from now. So that's good. So that's, again, Asquith and his team, and from inventory management, Dave and Lou Jack and those people, really thinking outside the box and pre-planning. So that's what makes it great to be part of the Charlotte team here. So I can't stress enough the fact of really, looking at your inventory, rotating your existing inventory too, by the way, because there is expiration dates with the disinfectants. Make sure you got the freshest stock at the back, so you make sure you're using all of your disinfectants and things like that up front. And just heed the warning, it will be more difficult. So we're just sort of trying to be transparent and communicate that with you. So with that being said, let's begin today's session. We got to back up here. Okay, so here we are, and thank you. Friday, July 31st, the end of July. We're into August tomorrow there, and the next one is actually scary. The Labor Day one is there, and it's coming unbelievable. So enjoy the time as you have it. Jim Fleely, you know me, but there's no question there. We wanted to put Asquith's picture up here, but he doesn't want his picture up there for whatever reason. But cleaning protocols to lower risk of an outbreak. That's what we've been talking about since March. And this is our 21st webinar in a row. What we are going to do is we're going to switch the format up here. We're going to miss next Friday, August the 7th. We're going to take a week off there. And we're coming back on Friday, August 14th. Don't worry, the webinar registration will automatically sync to you. And we're going to have a little different format. We're going to have some outside expert panel people come in with a lot of questions and answers and real solid industry knowledge on how to lower the risk of an outbreak. So we wanted to get some different opinions besides just listening to me in particular as it is. Floor care programs, we've been talking about those from all of the 5 critical elements. Well, today's the last one, talking about the application of floor finish surrounding labor efficiencies, and there's a 12-minute video there for you as well. And then, of course, the open mic with Asquith and myself. So as it comes to as we refer to the 5 critical elements, there's pre-routine, which is really keeping the dirt and debris outside in the parking lot where it belongs. That involves, pre-routine cleaning measures such as brooms and sweepers and proper entrance matting systems and things like that. Pressure washers outside. It doesn't matter. Lobby dust pans and brooms. Even gas-powered or electric-powered blowers and whatever you can do to stop that dirt and grit from coming into your building. That will actually help you almost double the life of your floor care program. So don't take that simple step for granted, right? Routine is really quality dust mopping. In my opinion, you can never, ever dust mop too much. Backpack vacuuming and dusting. We've mentioned the Pro Team line on here. We've had it on here. The efficiencies there over quality dust mopping is dramatic. A quality neutral disinfectant cleaner. Don't just use a basic cleaner or a too aggressive of a disinfectant, because you'll actually prematurely bite into the floor finish and soften it, and that's not a good thing for anybody, budget-wise or labor-wise. Let's save the labor on floor care and allow you to use that labor savings and apply that to the proper cleaning and disinfecting protocol throughout your facility. That's really our goal here. That's what we're trying to do, is really help you clean better, clean more frequent, clean at a higher standard, because people are just going to demand that, including your employees and visitors and occupants of your building. Interim is spray buffing and burnishing. Partial restorative is scrubbing and recoating. And then complete restorative which is really that most labor-intensive task, the one that costs the absolute highest amount, and also requires the highest level of custodial experience. So really, those are the 5 elements. And today we're actually going to finish with applying floor finish there. So that's the final process. It's also included whether you partial restore or you do complete restorative. One of my personal mottos is, in order to know floors, you must do floors. And you must do a lot of floors, by the way. If you sit there and you do one demo, or you do one training, you attend one training session where you're scrubbing and recoating and deep stripping and applying finish, and if you think you're an industry expert, you are wrong, because there is always so many different variables. I can tell you personally, I've done thousands of floors, and I've probably done less than 5 perfect, to tell you the truth. There's just so many variables and buildup and different types of polymers, and they have water-based urethane additives. I mean, they'll have 30, 40 coats. In fact, we're working on an amazing labor-efficient formula here for safely removing 30, 40, 50 coats of finish on marmoleum floor surfaces and things there too. So stay tuned for that down the road as well. So floor care in general, it's the art of our industry. It requires expertise to put it down. I know our formulations have exceptional leveling agents in there that help the custodial individual. If they put it down a little too thick, a little bit too much at puddles, pools, whatever, there's a leveling agent in there that actually helps it go more uniform. So those are the things that we put in before the name goes on, and really, I mean, that's what makes the difference between us and a lot of people, and we're very proud of what we do. Charlotte Products is #1. I mean, we will put our products against anybody, anywhere, anytime. And believe me, and we have the skill set to train the people to use it. So it's really a pairing, right? A combination there. Practice floor care, and there's many tips of the trade to learn every single time you do that. So don't underestimate it there. So we're going to just switch to the video now, and it's about 12 minutes. So enjoy that and pay attention. There's some good learning curves in there, and we'll see you when we're back. Okay, hello everybody. Jim Fleeler, Vice President of Sales for Charlotte Products in Canada. Thanks for joining us today on today's video. We've been talking recently during COVID-19, hosting all of our weekly webinars, really helping people lower the risk of an outbreak and really transferring industry knowledge. Recently, we've started talking about floor care programs. People really in the beginning didn't understand, how does a floor care program relate to lowering a risk in a facility, and really all of the tiles, whether it be slate or travertine or sheet goods or vinyl, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're all very porous, and anytime, if you look at a surface of a sponge and you see the holes and the nooks and crannies, coronavirus, SARS, COVID-19, it doesn't matter which one it is, they're all droplet based. So that means gravity is their friend, taking it to the floor, and they can actually grow, breed, multiply in those surfaces. So how does a floor care program relate? Very simply, it seals those nooks and crannies, making it a smoother surface, making it much easier to remove any kind of risk, regular soils and bacteria and viruses and things like that from the surface. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about floor finish. We're going to show you exactly how to apply floor finish properly, and it's an art. It's the one that really, it's not quite as easy as you think, and you need a little bit more time and practice to make sure you're doing it. My personal philosophy is, in order to know floors, you must do floors, and you must do a lot. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about our ES9E8. That's our Eco-Logo certified floor finish, our absolute best performing floor finish, bar none. Eco-Logo certified, 23.75% solids, registered with UL for third-party certification in a court of law, that you've guaranteed that product there meets and exceeds the restrictions and the requirements of the rules there around coefficient of friction. Low odor, Very good gloss, and the best thing about this product here is you can use it with a mop and go program, in other words damp mopping or auto scrubbing. You can use it with a spray buffing program, you can use it with a burnishing program. It's exceptional to scrub and recoat, and it's exceptional to deep strip as well. So it's a very facility friendly product. Our #1 seller, our best performing Eco-Logo certified finish in the world, and in fact I think it's probably the best Eco-Logo certified finish in the world myself. Thousands and thousands of happy customers. That being said, let's show you how to actually apply it and see what it looks like after a couple of coats. Okay, so what you can see on the floor now, we've done a deep scrub on one section and we've done a deep strip on the other section. You've seen we've blended the area very well. We've got a flat matte finish, which is one of the telltale signs that you've deep stripped. We've got no black marks, no scratches, no gouges and things. So now it's time to actually put a little bit of finish on. So what you can notice, I've got the bucket, it's rinsed out really well. I'm using one of the hard string mops here. You know, some people use a flat mop, which is absolutely fine. Traditional mops work really fine as well. What I do know, the difference between a traditional finish mop and really a flat mop is you'll get a little bit more coating on the floor with a string mop. The more coating, the more protection, and also the more ability to repair, spray buff, top coat and things. So whichever one you choose, it's the best thing. I like both methods as a matter of fact. So you can see I've got a clean finish mop. I'm going to take my ES98, that's our best performing Eco-Logo certified finish, low odor, the whole works, and I'm just going to pour it in on my mop. And if you look here, okay, I'm just going to pour it down in the base, but I'm going to pour it slowly, okay? Just basically saturating the mop. And what you don't see me doing is I don't want you to do that, okay? If you do that, that produces air bubbles. Now we have leveling agents built in here and the whole works, okay? But let's just help the finish settle and make you look like more of a professional. So a nice, easy pour. That bucket, for instance, I know exactly what was in that bucket before, okay? This bucket here, if you look, I don't know what's been in here before. And this could have been a disinfectant, this could have been an all-purpose cleaner, heavy-duty degreaser. So I've got a little trick of the trade here. You can see in this bucket, if I take the ringer off, obviously it's been used for who knows what. If it's had a heavy-duty degreaser, if it's had a disinfectant or a neutral cleaner or any kind of cleaner in there, and people think they've rinsed it out well, and they'll just add floor finish to that. And when you actually add that in with different chemistry, you'll cause floor finish contamination. You will go through all the deep scrub and the deep stripping steps again. So what I do, you're probably wondering why I have a garbage bag or a liner in my hand. I take this, okay, I want to basically put it in the bucket, wrap this around, okay, make sure it's in there, put the ringer back on, and for probably less than 5 cents, I have a brand new bucket that acts like a brand new bucket. No chance of cross-contamination. Take my mop, take my finish, I'm ready to go. Real simple step there for you. After years of experience of learning, sometimes you don't quite always do it right, so let's do it right. Okay, so now we've got our bucket ready to go. We've put our finish in. We've let it settle a little bit. Now it's time to actually apply the finish, and we're going to frame it in. And there's a particular way to do floor finish, not just get out on the mop and go in any direction. You want to do a U-frame in your area and fill it in. That way you'll always keep track of where you are. You'll be able to keep a wet edge all the time, not worry about hazing and dry back really fast, and away you go. So I'll just show you there simply. I've let my finish mop soak, okay, in there. I basically want to wring out about 3/4 of it. And the reason why I want to do that is simply because my whole mop's saturated, and I want to wring out to about to here so it stops putting too much finish down, but this whole surface is moist. What does this do for me? Constantly gravity feeds down and absorbs through the strands, recharging my mop, allowing me to put more finish down without coming back to the bucket. What does that mean? Labor efficiencies. Okay, so I've got it nice. You see it's not dripping or anything here, maybe one little drip, but I want to take it on the floor, okay, and you'll see here I'm going to go in a U pattern. And what does that mean? Just simply, I've got my circle, my foundation. You can see when I come to turn, I never take this mop off the floor, and I basically come back. You can see my feet location my hands, my shoulders. I'm barely moving. I'm letting the mop do the work, my shoulders, okay? Not putting strain on my back. And that's as simple as it is. Now you can see I've got a fair amount of finish there. That's what I'd call a medium coat. I want to do the rest of the floor. So you can see, look at the fantail I've got on this mop. More square footage, faster, more labor efficiencies. I never want to take it off the floor, but what I want to do is come up, frame in my area. Now near the baseboards, always stay back 6 inches. You only need one coat there, whether it's your first coat or your last coat, because there's really nobody that walks there. So you can see I come up, do the same thing, okay? I can visually see easily where I am. I'm just filling in. The reason why I've got that wet edge, and that's what I'm referring to, is where I've done the first wet edge, it's still remaining wet. So when I go next to it with fresh finish, it hasn't already started to dry and I'll get no streaking. So you'll see there how easy that was. That's ES98. It has very little smell, if anything, to it. Nice even coat, great leveling agents, a U pattern, and away we go. We're going to put another coat on. We're going to go in a different direction next time, and that's exactly how you put floor finish on. So what you can see here now, we've put our first coat on. We've allowed it to dry. It's very humid today, so it's probably taken us about 35-40 minutes or so. And what you can see, we got a pretty nice gloss out of a very thin coat of floor finish. We always recommend the first coat of finish goes on thinner, then thicker for sure. You'll get a better bond, better adhesion. You'll prolong the life of your floor finish program. When it comes to how many coats, generally people will say they need 2 coats or 3 coats or 4 coats or even 5 coats or more. What we say is the more thinner coats as opposed to fewer thicker coats will give you a much better, more durable prolonging program. So thinner coats, thin to medium, a few more of them, always better than fewer thick, okay? Now, when it comes down to dry time, so what you can see here is I'm walking on it, so it's obviously dry. But one little trick is if you take any kind of paper currency, this happens to be a $10 Canadian bill, and you set it down on the floor, can be any currency, paper, and I just take my foot, and if it slides like this without actually sticking, okay, on the floor, then it's pretty well ready to go. If you get any kind of bite back, always give it an extra 5 minutes, because when you introduce a fresh coat, it will bite into it and it'll go blotchy and hazy and patchy. So this one here will never lead you astray, for sure there. So anyway, let's put our second coat on now, okay? And we're going to go, the first time we went in a pattern this way, okay? Now we're going to go this way. There isn't a floor that's even, and what I don't want to do is end up with too much finish in a particular area, okay? Again, I'm just gently wringing it, don't want to have foam. I'm keeping it, I've soaked it to here, I've wranged to here, I'm letting that finish come down and recharge. So I'm taking it out, and I'm simply going to go in the pattern here. Again, keeping 6 inches away from my baseboards. You can see here, I'm just simply going to fill in, okay, like so. Nice slow movements, and away I go. Okay, I'm going to take my bucket, move it aside now. Okay, I'm never taking my mop off the floor. And what you can see is I'm just going to continuously just frame in again. Okay, and away I go. Nice and slow, very easy. What you'll see is, you'll feel here too, there is such a thing called mop drag in our industry. And mop drag is finishes that are very thick, and they'll really cause a friction for a custodial individual. We make sure that, mop drag will never fatigue anybody if you're doing 500 square feet, but if you're doing a 100,000 square foot superstore or something, it'll wear you down. So one of our chemistry with ES98 is to really reduce that mop drag. It glides across the floor very efficiently. Again, safer for employees, better employee wellness. So that's our second coat on there. And we'll set that now done. We're done for the day now, because we really only want to put 2 coats on. Our floor will end up looking that glossy. We'll show you a shot when we're done, when it's thoroughly dry. But that's how easy you actually do floor finish. That's how you do scrub and recoat. That's how you do deep stripping. That's how you apply finish. Follow your directions. Use your Charlotte manufacturer specialist there. Make sure you do the job right the first time, and it'll treat you great for years to come. Thanks for listening today. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully you found that video helpful. There was a lot of really good information there on really how to put floor finish down, how to make sure you avoid cross-contamination in the buckets, staying away from the baseboards, all of those kinds of things. So take that video, share that with your custodial janitorial team, use it. It's there on the website for you to use, or at least it'll be up there by Monday, probably at the latest there, and away you go. So that completes our 5 critical elements of floor care, without doubt there. And one good thing that we talked about is having the 5 critical elements available for you and online, plus the opening statements and how floor care relates to COVID-19 and things like that, and other viruses and bacteria. So we've got all of these 5 steps, these elements that we've talked about for the past several weeks, plus understanding the importance of those benefits and that everything involved online, as we promised. They are there right now. They were uploaded this morning, so they're there for you to utilize. And really, it talks about the supplies that you need, the benefits that are involved with the particular process, and a checklist on really all of the things and the steps that you need to complete it. So utilize that. Here on the screen, we've got ES98, our floor finish there. That's our best green certified floor finish. It's available in pails and gallons across North America. It's high solids. It's UL registered. It's got exceptional foot grip, by the way, right out of the pail. Without doubt there, it's very low odor, has basically virtually no odor. It's got excellent leveling properties, high gloss. It's got great repairability and scuff mark resistance. And like I said in the video, it really responds to any type maintenance process. So whether you're washing and going, auto scrubbing, damp mopping, spray buffing, burnishing, whatever it may be. So I'm encouraging you definitely to use that. The square footage coverage is exactly the same as anything else, and you will actually be very happy with that. Also, we have ES18 for those that are looking for an Eco Logo certified finish, but they have a budget restraints, big budget restraints, and they need something that doesn't perform as well as ES98, but cost, price is a little bit more pressure on price there. It's there. And then we have our ES80, which is really a very high gloss floor finish there. It needs a little bit more daily care, really one that's works on spray buffing and burnishing and things like that, and it's there as well. All the codes are on here, and you can visit it. ES82 is our foundation building sealer. Really repels a lot of common stains. If you're in a food service application, a grocery store where there's pickles and mustard and relish and all kinds of spills, soda spills and things, it's going to help give you the best stain resistance. It doesn't, stop every stain, but it'll give you some forgiveness there as well, and make you look good and keep the floor lasting longer. And then there's ES96, which is basically called high traffic. It's there specifically if you've got the highest traffic and you don't really need Eco Logo, then that's your finish of choice there. So they're all there for you, to all long-standing proven formulas. As always, we talk about the dollar bill. They're here. And what I can tell you is if you have a lot of square footage of floor finish in your facility, you need to come back and visit our last 5 videos and look at our marketing materials as far as the understanding how to do it and all of those things involved, because it will really help you with labor efficiencies there. This week, we've got the dollar bill up for grabs again. Last week, Doug Housey from the University of Guelph won this, and Doug, it's in transit for you as well, and anybody who wants it this week, first one there gets it. As always, the largest area failure continues to be the largest area of failure is disinfecting, following proper disinfecting protocol. And and one thing I will tell you is not to startle everybody, but we are expecting some shortages with concentrated dilutable disinfectants, but we have no issues or no very few risks with our ready-to-use formulas that we do, like ES15 and things like that. So, but again, always use a registered product. Understand the label directions, dilute properly, pre-clean surfaces, respect the dwell time, and a potable water rinse there. Okay, you need to actually do that. If you do that, if we all do that and we wear a mask, I'll tell you, a lot of our troubles will go over there. So there's our ES15, 9,000 of those sprayers coming in the next week or two there. So we've got a good supply of that coming in, and that will be your best friend probably coming up in the next 30 or 60 days. That will be your best friend, because that'll be a go-to. Would I suggest you ordering some of that in? Absolutely, I would. I mean, that goes without saying. Available in the US and Canada as well, there with DIN numbers and EPAs. When it comes to the ServClean Gel Hand Sanitizer, here's two of our latest bottles here. The codes are here. You've got a 500 ml bottle, tall, with a pump, and then you've got the shorter one with a pump, as a matter of fact, and there it is there. But when we get to questions and answers, Asquith will go into a little bit more detail. Number one grade alcohol-based disinfectant, the one we get absolute stellar compliments back on, and from people that just absolutely love it. Our webinar registration, you'll get one that misses next Friday. I'm not sure how it'll work. We can ask IT that, but really, I think you'll get it automatically. That says that we're going to move it to Friday the 14th with a bit of a new format. All of these webinars are on here for you to view. If you go to Media Center and you go down to videos, they're there alone without the webinar content. Okay, so you don't have to watch the whole video to learn how to apply floor finish. So it's there, right? So the checklists are there, all of those things, right? And in a summary, I mean, that's our 21st webinar. Okay, 21st webinar. As always, we want to thank you for joining us in our valuable time. They're going to continue. They're all available on the website, like we said. We're going to skip next week, Friday, August 14th, same time, 1 o'clock EST time. And the topics we'll talk about COVID-19, and we'll have a new format, including a special guest panel there. So with that being said, now we're going to go to our questions with Asquith Williams, and thank you very much. So stay tuned. Okay, so do we have any questions? Okay, so I think we're going to have questions. If not, we're just going to have to make the questions up there. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Well, Asquith, tell me about yesterday. What happened yesterday? Thursday, July 30th. A special guest.
We had a special guest, Jimmy.
Yeah. And who was that? Who was that? Santa Claus?
He is as big as Santa Claus in this province.
Okay.
That's for sure. But he's the boss of the province.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Would you be talking about Premier Ford?
Mr. Doug Ford.
Excellent. And he just happened to be in the neighborhood, or
just happened to be in the neighborhood to visit us.
Stopped in to see our production facility.
Yes.
And what did he think?
He gave us 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Good.
He gave us 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. He loved the place. He loved the product. He tested your hand sanitizer. I saw a picture of you giving him a sample there, Jimmy.
Yeah, I did actually try it on his hands. He liked it. It's quite an honor to have him in. I mean, all the staff, the whole team was excited he was here. I mean, he has a lot of people follow him, and security and things like that, which is obviously needed. But great for him to take the time and stop in and see what we do at Charlotte Products every single day.
It was great, and he's such a down to earth kind of guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
I asked him yesterday if he would find 20 minutes of his time to come in and talk, and he said we'd see. So we'll have to. It'd be great to have him here.
We'll have Matt, our CEO, connect with him.
Yeah, for sure. So he's got the connection, so it's up to him. So we'll be here and away we go. Okay, well that's super. That's great there. So we'll get right to the questions here. Bruce, I did purchase a few cases of the new hand sanitizer in the 500 ml bottle with a pump after last week's session. I'm having difficult time opening the pump. The entire pump seems to turn and not open. Can you explain how to open that, please? So you're the best guy to answer that.
I tell you this, because of the the pandemic, our supply chain is not as robust as it normally is.
Right.
So what's happening more often than not, the pump isn't the perfect pump, to be honest.
Okay.
Right. So this is a 410, and I think the cap is about 400. So it doesn't go tight enough to have this.
So there's no risk of leaking.
Yes, there's no risk.
No,
Of
okay.
No,
okay,
no,
that's important.
No. There's no risk.
Okay.
Of it. So you can see there's a second ring, and I think that turns somewhat when you try to unlock it. But if you try to squeeze this down somehow and then turn counterclockwise, you tend to get it up there.
So if you just hold that with your finger and thumb there, and then turn it, you're okay.
Yes, then you'll be okay.
And if it's really hard, I guess you could really grab it or even use a pair of pliers or something easy.
But it doesn't leak, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But now you can see, and you could watch.
Yeah, I like it. I like this stuff for sure. Yeah. Okay.
So you can see that you can get that off, and it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So Bruce, that's a good question for Bruce, though, because Bruce won't be the only one with that. So have you done anything to change that, or?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
You will see here we've changed out, a lot of them. So 90% of the products you get from here on in would have this pump. So this is much easier.
Okay.
And does not solve the problem.
Good. And then, but this one is our standard put up, and this one doesn't have a problem.
No, because this one is locked to the left and open to the right. That's it.
Okay.
Is it just a lock on, lock off?
Yeah.
That's it.
Because one of our distributors, our Canada-wide distributors, we just put about 30,000 of those bottles in, so we don't want that aggravation.
No.
So that's clear. It's just basically this one.
You can see
that was a one-time only.
You can see this. Right? Yeah, you can see there's a difference.
Oh yeah, huge. Yeah.
In the type of pump.
Okay. Right? Well, it's good to spend the time on that. And Bruce, thank you for that question, because you wouldn't be the only one there. So here's Andre, do you recommend any particular finish mop for applying floor finish? A flat mop or string mop, finish mop? I think I covered that in the video, but is it okay to keep finish mop saturated in a sealed liner bag so we can use it several times?
Yes. The answer to that is yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter, flat mop, string mop. I prefer both. If you're learning, a flat mop would be easier.
How could you prefer both, Jimmy?
Well, I sorry, not prefer both. I guess, that's the wrong statement I said. Thanks for correcting me.
That's okay.
I will use either one. I like the string mop simply because it puts a little bit more polymer coating down. That gives me a little, I'm still going to put my 3 or 4 or 5 coats on regardless, but I know I'm going to get more polymer, and what more polymer gives me more coating to work with, to repair, to burnish, to polish, to do whatever there. So either one. If you've got a lousy, not lousy, I should not say that word, but if you've got an inexperienced custodial crew that really doesn't know how to put a finish down, a flat mop will work better.
I was saying, I personally prefer a flat mop. Because you can put on many thin coats, and your chance of success is a lot greater.
Yeah, for sure. So either way, some of those flat mop programs, I know Unger has one, Rubbermaid has one, they all have one. They have a container that seals and everything, and maybe we'll get a couple of them and show it. So
you just use the string mop because you're just a pro, didn't you?
Well, I'm old, actually. It's truthfully what it is. That's what I agree. You don't have to laugh at me there. But I don't use a cotton string mop. There's those hard rayons.
That's right.
Fibers. You
don't want to leave anything behind.
No.
Only the finish, Jimmy.
Yep, that's true. That's for sure. Here's Susan. Can I burnish your ES98 floor finish? How long should I wait before after I apply finish to do so?
Well, I think you need the finish to cure.
Yes.
And that normally takes about 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you can burnish it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess if it was really hot, you didn't have air conditioning, and you started to burnish after 24 hours and you got any smearing, you may want to just wait an extra day or so there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, low humidity and a good room temperature.
Yeah, for sure. But
on
perfect
conditions.
Finish for a lot of those things. Here's Larry, new to the webinar. Great information. Do you have a floor care program for wood floor gymnasiums? Is it water-based? Does it require a hardening catalyst to cure? Because I've heard that it could be hazardous. The catalyst.
That is true. The catalyst could be hazardous.
Yeah.
And we do have a water base, and it's an excellent finish. And why don't we take that up on one of the webinars?
I think we will. That's a good question from Larry. And
because I think, schools are opening, lots of gyms.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, we have
That's
tried, as you know, you were in the development stage. It took us probably 10 years to get it figured out. I mean, we had a lot of different versions, if you remember, a lot of aggravation. I mean, it may look good in the lab or something, but out in where the children are and the wear and tear and the basketball players, if it doesn't stand up, it doesn't. But I could tell you that is in my opinion, been around this long, played with absolutely every kind of brand and whatever, best performing water-based wood floor coat.
Yeah, we've put on a few schools.
Millions of square feet for sure. When it comes time to recoat, it's very easy, similar to a scrub and recoat program with regular floor care, good foot grip with our burnishing cream. Actually, I think we've still got that here. With that burnishing cream, if you've got slip and fall, that instantly takes care of that problem and stuff. So that's a good thing, and that's a great question from Larry. Here's Kate. We often struggle with removing finish and sealer from next to the baseboards. The big problem there, really, before I get more into the question, is people put 5 coats next there and nobody walks there. So
you just look at your webinar.
Yeah, that's it. It's right there. One thin coat, 6 inches in. Whether it's your first coat or last coat, it doesn't matter.
Don't slop it around.
Yeah, no. Yes. So she's asking, Kate here, do you have a mechanical machine that gets close to the edges and around fixtures? And do we have to apply the same number of coats at the edges? I think we've answered that. But the mechanical machine?
Yeah, like a doodle bug or some sort.
Yeah, it's a doodle scrub, actually, that one that we use. It's the brand. It's a 110, plugs in. We've got all kinds of pads for that. We don't have it here. Maybe we can get one here and show. But it's the doodle pad holder is a manual thing on a stick, and the doodle scrub is a electric that's like an orbital hand sander.
That's right.
It does the work for you while you're walking. Good questions. Robert tried the high productivity stripping pad from last week. That's worth its weight in gold, like the $100 bill. Maybe I can win. I don't know. Is there a Robert on there? Thanks for sharing. Our labor savings is about half as much now. Wow. Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I think Robert should get that $100.
Yeah, actually, you should. So, Robert, if you're there,
you got my vote, Robert, for the $100 bill.
Well, if he's got your
vote, means anything.
If he's got your vote, it's golden. It's golden there for sure. Matthew, can you show the the hand sanitizer wall bracket you have from a few weeks ago again, please? Is it available to anyone? Does it fit your bottle only?
It's here, and you can see Jimmy still has his lock on it.
It's not the key in, but just
for you. You can see, and this is it. This will sit on the wall. Yeah, and away you go.
Yeah. It's for sure. And I think, Matthew, it only takes that bottle, right? And we that's our standard bottle design that we have. There's no shortage of those bottles, by the way. And what I think we could recommend is, once you have the bracket on the wall, here's your bottle, and then you can take our 3.78 liter bottle, one without the pump, and just use it as a refill, right? So that's basically like a dispenser, right? So unless he's got a bottle from somebody that does exactly the same thing, it's specific to that bottle.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's been, we've had a lot of education sector accounts use that, put it in classrooms and hallways. It's lockable, it's safe, it's sturdy, there's no chance of spill. It's great thing.
The several thousands that I brought in, they're all gone, Jimmy. I gotta bring some more.
Yeah, and just one little promotion on that. You had a local stamping facility design and make that specifically, right? Like right here in the Kawartha area, Peterborough area.
That's correct.
You know what's great about that? That's actually giving back to the community. That's creating jobs. That's really bringing in. It's just a great thing to do. Local jobs and things like that, and design and it's basically.
There's nothing better than a local supply chain.
Yeah, no, and that means you're going to get steady supply. There's no shipping delays and everything else there, so that's good.
It's good for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at the clock, and we got a couple minutes, and there's all kinds of questions today. So. We're trying to squeeze it. You're talking more than you used to.
No,
you used to be a little quieter, as a matter of fact. You're starting to get into my airtime here. So which is great there, because I'm sure they're sick of hearing from me. Here's Jenny. Work at a local healthcare facility. We appear to use too much disinfectant now, and we're getting a serious haze and sticky buildup everywhere. It's not your disinfectant. Well, there's your first problem. Okay, but is there a way to eliminate that?
Oh, yes. Use a microfiber cloth, some potable water rinse, and just clean all that stuff off, and use a good disinfectant.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right here.
That's one of our goodies, you know, there for sure. But yeah, you know, you got to just understand, the custodial janitorial crew is they're cleaning and disinfecting more frequently. So they're actually applying more product for the first time ever, and they're going to have more there. And if they're not using it, maybe perhaps exactly the way the protocol is, which we've been talking about for 6 months almost, they're going to bound to get that, right? You know, so like you say, potable water rinse. Yeah, microfiber cloth and wet with just water, and then dry after, and your problem will go away. But Jenny, a realistic problem, right?
Very good question.
Yep, definitely. Here's Dan. Should we disinfect our entrance matting periodically throughout the year, and what's the best way to do that?
Of course, you should, absolutely, and you've spoken about that as well. You know, you can put some disinfectant in your tank, and you know, just as use directives are concerned, 2 ounces per gallon in the case of ES, 64 or 364.
Yeah.
You know, and just go on from there.
Yeah. No, we did talk about it. Who is this, Dan? Dan, we did have it in one of the earlier webinars. You know, so you can use it as a disinfectant. And in fact, we actually even talked about the food service sanitizer for those who have real sensitivities and want to sanitize as opposed to disinfect. So good things.
But you know, a lot of people, we like to say disinfectant as well, because a lot of people want, SARS-CoV-2.
There's a lot of dangerous things in absorbent materials and carpets, you know, when people play on them, walk on them, the children play, handling toys, food, you know, you don't know. I mean, everybody who's emptied an extractor in their life knows what comes out of it. Yeah. Should you disinfect? Yeah, absolutely. You know, out there. Here's Brandon. I think we only have time for one more, and that's it. Should we disinfect or sanitize our plexiglass guards from time to time? As we're a food establishment, and I'm sure there's food stuff splashes.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And if you're going to do that, you can clean here, rinse with potable water, or go back to this.
Or use the sanitizer.
Use a sanitizer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely. Maybe you got 60-second dwell time there, 5-minute dwell time. Exactly. And away we go. So anyway, I'm looking at the clock.
Are we out of time again?
We are out of time.
Come on.
We are. It is Friday, July 31st. It's the long weekend. We don't want to hold people up because they may want to do some things. It's nice weather outside. But from me, as always, thank you very much. It really means the world to us. You joining us and participating and submitting questions, and it really helps us design the topics around what people want to do. So we've had several requests for wood floor gymnasium sort of things we'll talk about, and we're going to have extra some panels come in from the local education facility, and some high profile individuals come in just to tell us, we're going to ask them right there, put them on the spot, what's going on in the industry, what do they see, what are their challenges and stuff. So that'll be different, and maybe the two of us can gang up on them. So Asquith, I'll turn it over to you for closing words.
Well, closing words. Have a lovely long weekend for all of Ontarians that are listening in. The rest of you have a good weekend. Again, remember this: wear your mask in indoor settings, absolutely, and continue to wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Good. Over and out. Thank you very much for joining. We'll see you on August the 14th.